Hey, I tell you one thing, man. Here's an example. 50. Here's a point for you. I remember in the 70s, I had a fellow classmate in pre-kindergarten, a girl, and she was just a pre-kindergartner. I thought she was pretty because she had blonde hair. I mean, even before I hit kindergarten, I could have realized that a girl with blonde hair was pretty. It was attractive. It wasn't, sexual because you're pre-kindergarten, but you can still realize, wow, I like her. She has pretty blonde hair. I mean, I can be 4 years old and be like, wow, I like her. She's got pretty blonde hair at the age of 4. It's attractive. Blonde hair is attractive. I've always said that blonde hair was attractive since the day I was basically put on this earth. Anyway, so I'm just saying that I know somebody, and I grew up with her, so I knew her. I spent time with her when she was a child, a young lady, a nice, wonderful, innocent child. And the point I'm trying to make is, she went to college and moved away, and at the end of her college, as most women will do, is she selected a man to marry. And I ran into her again as a younger woman, as probably a married woman, and then eventually she's having children. But the point I was trying to make is that what a young man and a young woman is, the purpose of the marriage is to solidify the relationship, to solidify it, to solidify it, to make it real. I think physical intimacy, sexual behavior, it's usually a form when used properly. It can be used, it can be misused. I feel like the one night stands are horrible ideas. But when you are when you like somebody of the opposite sex, and then you engage in physical behavior with each other, it in a sense, to me, it solidifies the two of you. It's a very solidifying act. Neither one can deny. But the reason I was saying that is remembering her as a child, and then growing up as a teen, hanging out with her, and then when she gets married, and then she over the use of time becomes very, I'm assuming, let's just use the words, spent a good deal of time behind closed doors. Can we just say it this way? Trying to use the most gentle terminology for my friend here. Let's just say that the two of them spent quite a bit of time behind closed doors. We can just leave it at that. But it changes a woman's knowledge. She has full knowledge at that point. She went from a young child to an innocent virgin teen. She was a virgin teen when I spent a lot of time with her. But after the marriage, and then after having been exposed to repetitive visits behind the closed doors, we'll just put it this way, that woman, it changes a woman at this point. Now she's a woman of knowledge. She's a woman of greater knowledge, you will say. But it's a solidifying act. It's sexual activity is an act of peace. I always thought that sexual behavior with a woman is a peaceful behavior. I mean, it leads to peace, right? It leads to calmness, doesn't it? A sense of security or something, or just feeling solidified. It's a very satisfying experience. It's just trying to say, man, is it should be done right. It should be done correctly, not in some bullshitty ass way. The whole courtship, the flowers, the compliments, the physical behavior between the two adults. It's just a peaceful experience. Yeah, it's very nice.